touch all your seatbelts, touch all your connections, touch your Hans. Just make sure you get everything like you want it.
Well, good evening, Sigma race fans. We come at you live here tonight for a triple header in the Sigma ARCA Championship. And this will close up our Sigma ARCA Championship season here tonight with the last 3 points-paying races to be run here tonight at Dover, Phoenix, and Nazareth, between 2 Delta races and 1 Alpha race to get the final point standings tallied up. And so let's start with tonight's Monster Mile 80 laps here around Dover, and your starting lineup looks a little bit something like this. Front row, you've got Carlos Eduardo alongside Borat Sagdiev. Then it is Ethan Rice with Josh Milton, followed by Sean Ard and Paul Tabarini. Adam Jefferson with Elijah Lemon, Wesley Shaw and John Thompson. John Underkoffler with Ty Kisniver, Cooper Landry and Reese Landry, the 2 cousins there, side by side. Then is William Clyde and Ismael Fontanes, Dale Bush and Terry Bull, Chihiro Fujisaki alongside Alex Pollard. It's then Aiden Sparks and Gabe McDuffie, Parker Sparks and Joseph Hayes, TG Castlenut and Jamie McMurphy, followed by Matthias Bento and Craig Bush, Michael Bird and Jamie McNugget, Timothy Ruiz alongside Juliana Bold, Junior McLaughlin and Bucky Campbell, with Boogie, Vega, and Clutch Oak rounding out the field here tonight. This is the second to last Delta race in their division. Race number 12 of 13 here tonight at Dover. Following right after this, we will have the conclusion of the Alpha division from Phoenix. But then we won't know who the champion is until all points are tallied between the Alpha and Delta combined. So, but first off, we got to figure out who's going to win the first race of the triple header here tonight at the Monster Mile. Setting them up for what is likely one of the, last few ARCA starts some of these drivers are going to have, because ARCA will be falling by the wayside next year. And we're rolling here tonight. Carlos Eduardo takes the top spot over Borat. Ethan Rice, a rookie in the series, he would like to leave his stamp on it on his way moving up the ladder. And so already off to a good lead there is Carlos Eduardo, followed by Borat. Ethan Rice fighting it out with Josh Milton for third. Now, if you're not in this race, you'll probably be in the next race. So it's going to be a night full of racing action. The triple header here with Sigma ARCA, Alpha and Delta divisions. So Carlos Eduardo off to the early lead here tonight. Sean Ard running in fourth. Carlos Eduardo not yet a winner here in the ARCA series. He would love to end it on a high note. We're looking at the combined points here in the ARCA series. It is kind of interesting. It's hard to tell who is the top dog, because between 2 different divisions, those points fluctuate pretty rapidly from race to race. Currently, now hold that thought, as we've got our first caution here tonight at lap number 4. And it looks to involve the 08 here of Ty Kisniver. Well, there you have it. 3 wide with Gabe McDuffie. Oh, Alex Pollard and Terry Bull both get into it here as well. Not much for them to do differently. Yeah, Gabe McDuffie gets into Sparks there, and then bam, Terry Bull, nowhere to go. Man, there is not much contact there, but enough to send him spinning. And Dover itself is a self-cleaning track, so no matter what happens, you're always going to collect a couple other cars in the mayhem. Well, already an early caution here tonight. This gives us a brief pause in the racing action to take a look at the pit crew chief pit notes here tonight. 99 laps they can run on a run here at Dover, so there's no reason for any pit stops here. This ARCA race should go green to checkers without any pit stops in between. Of course, we're going to have a couple yellows between that green to checkers here tonight. And it looks like they will reset here with Carlos Eduardo front row yet again alongside Borat. That has not changed. But third place, Ethan Rice and Sean Ard now up to fourth, followed by Wesley Shaw and Josh Milton, Adam Jefferson and Elijah Lemon, Paul Tabarini and John Underkoffler, a top 10 from him. He's a race winner on the ARCA side of things already this year from Indianapolis. And oh, we got some mechanical failures going on. TG Castlenut from 19th place, suffering a blown engine. Just rolling around under caution here, and the car disintegrated right underneath him. Lights come back on the pace car. We're going to have another lap or so under caution here as they get that sorted and situated. Tough break. It has not been an ideal season for TG Castlenut. The team has constantly been trying to get better, trying to figure out what they can do to get that car up front fighting for wins, and it just seems like no matter what they do, bad luck keeps striking them down. So here's to hoping 2027 is an improvement for TG Castlenut as he'll be moving up the ladder into Bridge to Cup. But his ARCA days, he's probably going to just try to forget about them. They have not been kind to him one bit. Oh, I do have the save game editor at least, so which I could technically do this. I'll just save results from qualifying have been saved. So thank you for that, Sebastian. Definitely, or no, Wyatt. My bad. Wrong name popped up in my head there when I looked over at the comments. Thank you, Wyatt, for that tidbit there. That is a good call that I'd never even thought to actually execute on like that. If I just hit the save button, we can recover the starting lineup as if nothing was lost. So instead of trying to reset until we get something close. That's a gold star right there. You got to get a attaboy kudos for mentioning that one. I'd never... My brain, I don't know why it doesn't think of things like that, but it's nice to have community backing me here. I apologize. I didn't mean to call you Sebastian. No, Wyatt, thank you. We're back and rolling here tonight. Sigma ARCA Delta Division. Carlos Eduardo getting back to the front and following behind him, the number 51 of Ethan Rice. And look at that. Bad start for Borat Sagdiev as he is dropping backwards rapidly. I think we want to keep our eyes on another spot in the field here. This 03 of Gabe McDuffie seems to be roughing it up a little bit. He was nearly 3 wide on the restart here. Let's keep our cameras rolling here for a little while. As you can see, we'll try to keep an eye on the battles up ahead, but Gabe McDuffie is not laying down. I appreciate all the kind words being said. That's makes it that much more enjoyable for me when everyone else is enjoying it as much as they are. So I know this race was definitely probably highly sought after we've been kind of in limbo lately with broadcasts. Been busy at the house trying to take care of last minute chores and labors before big life change coming up around the corner here. And so, yeah, I didn't get to commentate on the last race, but tonight I'm here. We're in it to win it here tonight to get the call from start to finish of our triple header. Well, singled out here for a little while. Your race leader still Carlos Eduardo in the 15. But how about this? The newcomer, Ethan Rice, having a good showing here, up to second. Carlos Eduardo might have the fastest lap in the race so far, but this 51 has something hiding under his sleeve. So keep an eye on the 51 there of Ethan Rice. Could be a threat here tonight. 66 laps to go. Kind of, it's going to be a war of who saves their tires the best here tonight. No pit stops, no fuel mileage. It's really going to be a run to the checkers. But that wouldn't stop some folks from maybe getting off strategy and trying to pit, get fresh tires, that's the strategy of it all. And if we get a late race caution and half the field pits and half the field stays out, they'll be on fresher tires looking to make hay and fight for the win here, because this track makes a huge difference on tire degradation. Well, while we've got kind of a break here in the battles up front, let's do through the field, starting from the back this time here tonight. So first off, we need to mention the drivers out of the race. The 45, Terry Bull, wrecked out. The 08 of Ty Kisniver, retired out. And the 6 of TG Castlenut, also out with a camshaft failure. And now, the rest of your lineup here tonight. 34th at the moment, held down by Aiden Sparks. Jamie McMurphy right there alongside of him, who has 2 wins on the season. Actually, Jamie McMurphy has 2 or 3. Had to double check here. McMurphy with 2 wins. The driver that has 3 wins is Dale Bush. So McMurphy, with a little bit of luck, could still get into this title conversation, battling for the championship, but not a great night here tonight, holding up the rear. Ahead of them, you have Timothy Ruiz, relatively new to the series, followed by Reese Landry and Juliana Bold. And it is Wyatt Vega running in 30th here at the moment, right behind the 53 of Chihiro Fujisaki. Alex Pollard, although involved in that first caution here tonight, it seems like his car looks clean and ready to roll here tonight through the last 3 quarters of tonight's race. And then it is Craig Bush and Boogie right there in the mix as well. Jamie McNugget, a race winner at the Chili Bowl a few weeks ago. William Clyde in 23rd. Junior McLaughlin and John Underkoffler. Now we get your top 20 here. Michael Bird running in 20th. 19th is Ismael Fontanes. Bucky Campbell and Elijah Lemon. Joseph Hayes and Cooper Landry. Keen Clutchoke and Josh Milton. Parker Sparks and Matthias Pinto. Now up for your top 10, Gabe McDuffie has been roaring around here today, not lifting for anyone, and has fought his way up into the top 10. And then you have Paul Tabarini running in 9th, John Thompson running in 8th, Dale Bush running in 7th. Could be seeking race win number 4 if he works his way through the field here again tonight. Sean Ard running in 6th. Borat Sagdiev running in 5th. Adam Jefferson in 4th. 3rd place now, Ethan Rice falls back as Wesley Shaw makes the move up to 2nd here. And Carlos Eduardo, your race leader, has been leading majority of this race so far. Most of the tracks I have accumulated through our mods that are not directly tied to the original game. So most of them I've kind of tested over the years and figured out which ones work the best. And I've probably accumulated tracks from every year, roughly like 2007 on to 2020s and 2025. And I honestly, they finally released the Coronado Street Circuit, so that would be another one I'd have to add to my list of tracks. Maybe just to see what it's like. Hopefully the AI race clean there. If the AI actually do a good job, then it may be a decent track worth investigating for Sigma Racing. But other than that, I've built a track. Moses Lake Motorplex is my own custom track that I built, and I'm currently working on my home track, Tri-City Raceway. And it's got AI, it's got cars, computer car. You can race with the AI at the track, but still needs more aesthetic touches. I need more detailed 3D objects and whatnot to make it truly scream Tri-City Raceway. Well, the battle's starting to heat up here for the race lead as Carlos Eduardo has held the lead this entire time. But now Wesley Shaw, who has been saving his tires, is picking them up one by one, lap by lap. All 30 laps so far led by Carlos Eduardo, but not for long. Here comes Wesley Shaw, a race winner earlier this season. Wesley Shaw would like to add on to his resume here in the ARCA series. As it sits here, Wesley Shaw not very high up in the points. Currently 26th in the points with his one win. And he's ran 12 races so far, or rather 11. And man, he's like 120 points out from number one. So even with a race win here today, it's not likely that he could get up there and actually fight for the title. But the names that are really going to be in the mix for the title, the ARCA championship this year, you're looking at the likes of Marcus Shields Kelly, Jimmy West, Derek Hipcam, Montana Holyfield, Chihiro Fujisaki, Blake Williams, Paul Tabarini, and heck, even John Underkoffler, Jamie McMurphy, and Barry Earwall. Those are your top 10. McMurphy picking up an extra race here tonight so that they can get to 3 extra race, well, to get a full round 13 races in. And not having the great night that McMurphy was hoping for. He's all the way at the back right now, having to work his way through the traffic. This battle for the race lead, though, is starting to heat up a little bit. Carlos Eduardo, fastest lap in the race, but it seems that he's maybe burnt up his tires and might be a sit and duck at the race lead here. Look at that, the 52's right there getting up on his back bumper. halfway now, 40 laps in, 40 laps remaining. And Eduardo building his lead now over the 52. Go the number 51 and the 52 back at it again here. Kind of getting long, drawn out run here. Dover without a caution, giving these drivers kind of room to spread their wings and get a feel for what their car is capable on the long run here tonight. Wesley Shaw had a good run there, might have burned his stuff up, trying to fight for the race lead. And now here comes the 51 of Ethan Rice. We were starting to wonder if Ethan Rice might have used up his tires, but now it's coming back to him. These long run cycles, you can definitely see comers and goers, drivers that get a little bit back on their strategy and start working back through the field. Apparently the whole internet's blown up right now with LeBron James becoming a free agent next year. And it kind of blew my mind that they're like, oh, he's going to be racing NASCAR, he's going to be racing IndyCar. Everyone's projecting where LeBron James is going to land next year. He's going to be playing basketball, I know that much. He ain't going to be jumping ship and go race NASCAR, not for the kind of money he makes with basketball. But who knows? Never know. You never know. I'm sure if I wanted to get on the bandwagon, I could start putting together memes saying that LeBron James is going to come race Sigma, go become a Sigma ARCA racer for one day, and then retire as a race car driver in the Sigma universe. And doesn't he have a kid, LeBronny or Brony or something? I don't know. I've never followed basketball, so I am the worst person to actually acknowledge basketball because I don't know the first thing about basketball other than a couple of players that have come from basketball and whatnot. Of course, Michael Jordan and LeBron James, Shaquille O'Neal. Yeah, so that's about the extent of my knowledge on basketball. I just stick to race cars my whole life and existence. Bronny Jr. Okay, yeah. So it's kind of wild, It's a whole different universe. Just like soccer, I haven't followed soccer much in my life either, nor golf. I've followed baseball for a while, and I've followed football pretty regularly, but NASCAR is pretty much the one thing I just streamlined, like IV fluid into my system. Sixth and ninth, what happened? Oh, Paul Tavarini's moving himself up here, getting into sixth place, followed by Gabe McDuffie now sliding into seventh. Dale Bush falls back to eighth. Sean Ard in ninth. Matias Pinto in 10th. So the battles are going on right here. We're going to keep our camera rolling on the top 10 back in here. But how about Paul Tabarini, man? He is out there on fire. The championship could come to him as he sits 7th in the points, 58 points back. But tonight would be able to make up a good chunk of that and be within striking distance of Marcus Shields Kelly, Jimmy West, and even Derek Hipcam, who race on the Alpha division. So it's going to be interesting. Tabarini almost needs a race win to really put himself atop the conversation for title hunt. And it's been a wild year for Black Storm Motorsports as team owner. Sebastian Galloway Jr. has been at it as a team owner and a driver. Bridge to Cup has been, it's been something, a winless season for him so far, but he won the regular season title. Well, how would that feel to be your first year in ownership and have a title in Bridge to Cup, have a title potentially in ARCA, and, you know, a race win in the Truck Series earlier this year at the home track, Brands Hatch, and, you know, it's a matter of time before that team really starts, you know, getting on top of it and being a heavy hitter every year. Look at this, the battle brewing here for 5th place. Tabarini's right there on Borat's rear bumper. And we are down to 20 laps left to go here in the first stretch of our triple header here tonight. You can see the battle's getting tighter here for the top 5. A little bit further ahead, the battles up front really haven't changed much. Carlos Eduardo on a cruise up front with 18 laps left to go. But right here, we're going to keep it rolling. This could be the closest. It could be the most exciting part of the racetrack here as Paul Tabarini is eyeballing Borat Sagdiev for a 5th place here. no pit stops. We're going to be running all the way to the checkered flag here with what's in the tank. Meanwhile, not even looking like much lap traffic to deal with either. 10 laps remain. Alex Pollard has dropped to dead last in 34th. Jamie McMurphy in 33rd. Craig Bush, Boogie. Aiden Sparks, Timothy Ruiz, William Clyde, Reese Landry, Juliana Bold, and Chihiro Fujisaki. Then it is Cooper Landry, Jamie McNugget, Wyatt Vega up about 8 spots here tonight from 30th up to 22nd. Then it is John Underkoffler in 21st, Ismael Fontanez, Michael Bird, and Junior McLaughlin. Elijah Lemon, Bucky Campbell, and Parker Sparks with Joseph Hayes, Josh Milton, Matthias Bento, Heen Clutchoke, John Thompson with a top 10 run here. Sean Ard, Gabe McDuffie, Dale Bush, and Paul Tabarini still trying to work around Borat Sagdiev here. Here we go, battle for 5th. 95 makes the move on the inside here. He's going to make it look easy. Paul Tabarini moves up a spot. In the meanwhile, the battle for the race lead heating up here as Wesley Shaw catches up to Carlos Eduardo, who has led all the laps here, 73 and counting. But Wesley Shaw is right there knocking on the door. Cue up the Rolling Stones. Can you hear me knocking? He's right around the corner here. 15. Carlos Eduardo, this could be his most dominant performance to date. Could he wrap it up with a race win, put the nice, neat little ribbon on top, or will he be stunned with a come-from-behind win by Wesley Shaw? Surprisingly, only one caution here tonight. Everyone else has raced very clean here at Dover. The ARCA series never disappoints, so we usually have some a little bit of drama tied to some wrecks. We have a little bit of drama tied to the racing up front. And at the end here with just 5 laps remaining, it's been a dominant performance here by the 15 of Carlos Eduardo. It would be a feel-good win here for him to notch his first ever career Sigma racing win. And if we were like NASCAR Cup Series, paid the bonus point for fastest lap, he would have that locked down too. We don't pay the bonus lap. Maybe it's something we need to look into for next year. I mean, 1 point could be a difference between a championship or a tie. But here we go. Just a couple laps left to go. The battle starts to die down there a little bit. Tabarini up to 5th, Dale Bush in 6th. And up ahead you have 3rd and 4th place with Ethan Rice and Adam Jefferson. This battle not going away though. Wesley Shaw just needs a little bit of luck, maybe a little bit of extra steam under his engine here to get the 15 and take it to the win. Lap times 23.351, about 2 seconds slower than the fast laps here today. And Wesley Shaw was about 0.2 slower than Carlos Eduardo that last lap. Paul is now having to defend against Dale Bush, who's trying to rack up as many points as possible. No drama up front. White flag waves. 1 more lap to go. Battle starting to brew here for 3rd and possibly even 5th place, as Paul Tabarini now having to defend against Dale Bush. But it's going to be nothing for Carlos Eduardo. It's a walk in the park here today. Carlos Eduardo is going to collect the checkered flag for the first time in his career here tonight at Dover. Following in line, you had the number 52 of Wesley Shaw, the 51 of Ethan Rice, 82 of Adam Jefferson, and a top 5 for Paul Tabarini. Then it was Dale Bush, followed by the 09 here of Borat Sagdiev, Gabe McDuffie, John Thompson, and Sean Ard, all with the top 10. Matthias Bento, Heen Clutchoke, Josh Milton, Joseph Hayes, and Bucky Campbell rounding out your top 15 here tonight. Well, that had a few twists and turns here tonight, giving us something to talk about in this ARCA Delta Division. That marks race number 24 of 27, 26 technically, as the 27th race is an exhibition match, which will probably pull all the race winners, put them on the racetrack against each other later in the year. But the title will be claimed here tonight for the ARCA. We will have an ARCA champion here in about 2 to 3 hours, roughly, give or take. And so this marks the end of race 24. But do not go anywhere, folks. Stay on the broadcast here. It's going to come right back at you live on this YouTube stream.
Favor, touch all your seatbelts, connect, touch your Hans, just make sure you get everything like you want it. Favor, touch all your seatbelts, touch all your connections, touch you want it.
Alrighty. Well, we're rolling right into the next one here tonight from Phoenix with the Sigma Alpha Division. Starting on the front row, you're going to have the 48 of Astro Atlas as she starts there alongside the 34 of Elijah Lemon. Then behind that, you have Alex Prime and Derek Hipcamp, followed by Jeff Bolton and Ethan Rice, a top 5 start here tonight for him. Jonathan Sheridan, followed by Caden Unji, Taylor Cording and Matthew Hubert, Paul Valenzuela and Josh Milton, Kyle Ottawa and Alex Pollard. Then it's Lenora Hathaway with Stephen Miller, Mark Walker and Timothy Ruiz, Sean Ard and Philip Manning with Timothy Buchanan and Kyle Chestnut. Then is Jimmy West and Mitchell Carter, Michael Bird and Milano Grimm, Daniel Voiles with Tyler McCarroll, Sarah Robert and Barry Yerwall starting deep, Wyatt Vega and Terry Bull, Matthew Hill and Blake Williams, Jamie McMurphy and Junior McLaughlin, Montana Holyfield and Cassie Perkins with Dale Bush and Santi Messi, Sebastian Galloway Jr., and your points leader, Marcus Shields Kelly, starting nearly dead last. Well, he is dead last in the field here tonight. Correct. It is your last chance. You could win the exhibition race, which we will credit that as an actual points paying race after the championship. And here we go. The last race in the Alpha Division here tonight at Phoenix. This will get them all the points they can get. Oh, and we already have a driver drop into the apron here with a potential mechanical failure. Engine failure for the 86 of Lenora Hathaway before the race even gets green. And this could be bad. She's going to stay clear of all the traffic ahead, but tough break for Lenora Hathaway. Did not even get a lap in the books here tonight. Blown engine out of the gate. But here we are out of the start. It's going to be Elijah Lemon getting the race lead over Astro Atlas. Derek Hipcam running in third there. His associate with him in the Team BLA studios, Jamie McNugget, got a race win earlier. Could he match his comrade of speed with potentially getting up there fighting for a win here tonight. His last chance here at Phoenix before the Delta division ties it all up later here tonight. And the points, like I said, they're going to have to be tallied up here tonight, and we will know a champion within the next 2 to 3 hours. But this race might be a little bit longer, and these drivers definitely have their work cut out for them. Time to look at the crew chief notes here for Phoenix. 95 laps, so there is going to be at least one round of pit stops here tonight, whether that comes under caution or during green flag action. And a grave mistake on my ticker, as it's not showing laps or anything, it just shows Astro Atlas with fastest lap time. And we will get that fixed. There we go. And a big lead here for Elijah Lemon in the 34 as he's building the gap now over Astro Atlas. I don't know exactly what the answer for your truck situation is. I don't have a picture put together as to what the trucks are looking like right now, so it's going to be a next month dilemma for me to go over. So I don't have an answer at the moment, but if anything, we can maybe try to get you in the truck series for the chase as an unchartered driver, basically. We're going to have our 20 drivers locked into the chase, and then we're going to have 20 other trucks, 22 other trucks racing amongst your chase drivers, and that will be kind of a invitational select group of drivers joining your chase drivers at shots to try and get some race wins before the Sigma season comes to a close. Honestly, for these drivers, the best case scenario would be getting that pit stop when we get a caution. Instead of trying to pit with about 10 laps to go here tonight, it's a tough window. And we know here at Phoenix, usually pit stops are a fiasco because the drivers actually do damage when they go below the dog leg here at Phoenix. So it's addressed when they do make a pit stop here at Phoenix that the cars are slightly damaged and hurt, that they actually spend more time on pit road. Well, looks like Astro Atlas starting to reel in your race leader, Elijah Lemon here. She's right there, closing in on Lemon. Alex Prime now up to third, getting around the 26 of Derek Hipcam. And it looks like Jeff Bolton running in fifth at the moment. But this battle for the race lead starting to heat up just a little bit. A little bit further back, I think it's Alex Pollard running in sixth. Laps remaining here in the Alpha Division Championship. Astro in the 48, she's probably wishing that she had a bit better of a season to date. The points don't really talk a big story for her, as there's been a lot of ups and downs. But even with having a mid-grade season, 22nd in the points here tonight, maybe she'd get up into the top 15. It would definitely look better, and we know that she will be raring and ready to go in 2027, looking for much more than a race win here and there. And look at that, Astro Atlas, she's making the run here, going on the high side, looking maybe down low in the corners here. She's right there on the 34 for the race lead. Wild and crazy enough, Carlos Eduardo, 20th in the points, got his first win at Dover. And that's nowhere near going to be good enough to get him, up into the title conversation. But it is going to help at least close out the season on a high note, kind of a morale booster. As it sits right now, Derek Hipcam might be able to outpoint both Jimmy West and Marcus Shields Kelly as they run right now. Marcus Shields Kelly dead last on the field, so he's going to give up easily 19 points to Derek Hipcam. And then even Jimmy West, who has been a very hard to beat individual, is running in the top 30. Top 25, running 23rd at the moment. Derek Hipcam just needs to beat him by 10 spots. And as long as he beats him by 10 spots, he would take over that points lead as, the season closes out here tonight. Wild. Derek Hipcam in fourth, has his sights set on a top 5 finish here tonight. Could be your new points leader. And I already know that this track is problematic with pit stops. So what we're going to do is we're going to throw a comp caution at halfway point here tonight to give everyone a shot to get down pit road, get their stuff fixed, get it all situated. I feel like that's the fair way to do it. Or we'll race to the first caution, obviously. So if we make it to halfway, or a caution. Whichever comes first. Obviously, a caution right now would open the window to pit and make it to the finish no matter what. There you go, Derek Hipcam making a move to get back around for third. New race leader, Astro Atlas, as she's driving away with it right now. Elijah Lemon loses the lead, and he's falling backwards. Alex Prime up to second. And here goes Derek Hipcam up to third. It's about to get good here tonight, folks. Do not leave your screen. It's going to be a battle all the way down to the checkered flag. Well, there you have it. The caution that we were talking about comes out right here at lap 25. That gives us the perfect window for pit stops, and they're going to waste no time coming down pit road. So let us see what brings out the caution here at lap 25. Oh, that's a rivalry right there. We know how much. Oh, is that payback for something earlier this year? If I remember right, quote me here if I'm wrong, but I think Santi Messi and Sebastian got into it at Portland. Sebastian didn't lift. Santi tried to run into him, do a dirty trick there, and Sebastian just flat out dumped the number 5 Skittles Chevrolet. Those two, they do not like each other. We knew this way before tonight. And Sebastian just kind of gave him a flip-de-doo there into the wall. Well, there's some good old-fashioned ARCA nonsense right there. Good nonsense. The nonsense that we like. Well, everyone pitted, and everyone's going to be good to go to the finish here tonight. No worries about fuel. It'll be tight on a green-white checkered, but no reason to worry about that unless we have to. Well, now the getting gets good. Double file restarts here in line to get going. Resetting the field, it's going to be Astro Atlas with Alex Prime, followed by Derek Hipcam and the number 58. Then the 34, Bolton and Lemon. All of a sudden, Matthew Hubert in the mix here, Josh Milton, Ethan Rice, Alex Pollard, and Steve Miller. After the 100-lap event from Phoenix here tonight, we head on down to Nazareth for 100 laps in the ARCA Delta Division season finale. That will be on a separate stream broadcast. Not on this one. We'll close the broadcast out, get some final touches done, and then we'll get ready for that next event. Alrighty, 75 laps left to go. Good start here for Astro Atlas, but an even better start here for Derek Hipcam as he's looking to try and make it 3 wide for the race lead. He has to fall back a little bit. Astro Atlas loses the lead here. Alex Prime fighting on the high side. Astro gets a little bit loose, but she's going to have to fall in line right behind the 18. Great battle at the restart here as they're all over the racetrack trying to find speed wherever they can pick it up. But there you have it. Your new race leader, Alex Prime, takes over the top spot from Astro Atlas. Jeff Bolton up to 3rd. Matthew Hubert in 4th, and Derek Hipcam drops back to 5th here temporarily. So fuel should be good to go to the finish. There shouldn't be any concerns. It's going to be right on the dot, probably with regulation time. If there's green-white checkered, it could get a little sketchy. Jeff Bolton thinking about it. 4th place now belongs to Derek Hipcam. And for Hipcam, we still got to keep our eyes on the other title conversations here. A lot of damaged cars at the back end of the field. Wow. And that has actually given some spots in the favor of 74 is 6 laps down. Holy cow. Marcus Shields Kelly has a lot of work to get back his title lead, but the other while, Jimmy West is doing what he needs to pick up some spots. He's up to 17th, but he's going to have to get into the top 10 to try and decline the 26 of Derek Hipcam's shot here tonight. But for Derek Hipcam doing all he needs to right now, he would be your title leader as it sits. Astra Atlas looking to try and go high and get the lead back here on the 18 of Alex Prime. And there you have it. Look at the race lead. Battle, your top 3 all right there under a blanket. Derek Hipcam holding a solid 4th, but that 3-car battle up front worth the price of admission. I don't know where Jeff Bolton had come from in this whole scenario. This is kind of wild, honestly, to see Jeff Bolton this stout out of the gates here tonight. 58 looking straight and running strong. Astra takes back over the top spot, and here comes Derek Hipcam battling on the low side, trying to get up to the 58 again. Matthew Hubert right there, your top 5, all within striking distance of your race leader. And for Jimmy West, right now dueling it out with Wyatt Vega for 19th and 18th place. 3 wide behind them could get problematic. 1 caution here tonight for a wreck, including Santi Messi and Sebastian Galloway Jr. Something's telling me that those 2 are not going to leave each other anytime soon. This could be a battle all the way to the end of the night between 2 bitter rivals. Man, he is dead stick on pit road. 74-year points leader Marcus Shields Kelly. That might be the end of his title conversation here tonight. A 1-2 knockout for eventual Blackstorm Motorsports teammates to be. I'm going to go ahead and save just so we have the results backed up in case we have any technical difficulties. And look, the 58, Jeff Bolton thinks about it, lays back here. With 63 laps to go, no comp caution is going to be needed since everyone was able to make their pit stop and get enough fuel to make it to the finish here tonight with the 1 caution that we've had so far. Something tells me that won't be the only caution we get here tonight. There's more than likely going to be at least another caution, maybe some more. As you always know, typically cautions breed cautions if we get them later in the race. Might be a caution fever, but we'll see. You never know. Could make it all the way to the finish here under green without any more cautions too. I'm impressed here with Astra Atlas. To me, this feels more like a storybook moment rather than a championship defining moment for her. You know, she's been at it. She's starting to develop as a ripened veteran. and yet never has tasted victory lane in Sigma. So tonight could mark a big, pivotal move in her storybook as a contender for race wins rather than just, barely bringing it in at the end of a race. 48's looking very strong and stout here tonight, and for her it would be a feel-good story. Just like Carlos Eduardo here earlier tonight with his win. I mean, we could see the triple header of feel-good stories here tonight with potential for 3 first-time winners in 3 races back-to-back. She's got the fastest lap so far, just like Carlos Eduardo did here at Dover earlier tonight. So could we be in for more of the same? Kind of a pair of 1-mile tracks between Dover and Phoenix, but they race so drastically different. And it's kind of a bittersweet note. I mean, this is the last set of ARCA races that we know will exist in Sigma for quite some time. I know that we got a couple people in the background that might be willing to host some ARCA events under the ARCA banner going forward, maybe with iRacing. But with my already busy schedule, these are the last ARCA races that I will be covering. And like I said, bittersweet. It's going to be nice that I can actually pour more of my dedication into the bigger series and give our bigger series the love, give them the recognition that they need the most. And it hasn't been bad. I've been able to really pour it in with the ARCA series, pour it in with trucks, Bridge to Cup, and Cup this year. But I feel like I can give a much more polished product if I focus on one or less of them. So, yes, ARCA has been a gem. It's been a spectacle. It's been exciting. And yeah, bittersweet as we are watching potentially the last ARCA races in Sigma history. But that means that these drivers will be moving up to bigger and better things going forward in 2027 and beyond. But of course, we still got to crown a champion. There will be that one and only remaining Sigma ARCA champion. One of the few drivers in the field that could potentially work their way up the ladder, winning a championship in everything. Not very many people can say they've won the ARCA championship after tonight, as we will close it out with basically 3 different champions. Well, we'll treat this as a 4th champion if we had to go back and look at the ARCA and the Alpha and the Delta separately. But those points will go up at a later date. Not tonight. We will only have the combined, the official Sigma ARCA champion of 2026 crowned later this evening. And for those of you on the East Coast, much support, all your continued support. Thank you, everyone, for staying up so late. I know it's 11 o'clock on the East Coast. It's only 8 o'clock for me on the western side of the United States here in Washington. So for me, I got an extra 3 hours in the bank. For those of you though on the East Coast, you've spent those 3 hours already, and you're getting close to midnight. So thank you for your support. Thanks to our international fans from Canada, from Europe, I'm sure we've got some folks from Brazil and all over. Quite the international treat, having so many people interested in Sigma racing like this. It really makes it worth doing. Oh, dope. So you're in the similar time zone to me then, so that ain't bad. Canadians too. If I didn't mention Canada and yeah, Europe and all the places, I probably didn't mention Canada. My head's sometimes screwed on wrong. Midwest. So like, yeah, probably Mountain Time or Central. Not as bad then. I might not have as many people from the East Coast watching right now. It's great that we finally developed a fan base that's actually a little bit closer to my time zone. It's kind of makes it easier to host these events this late on my time zone, since most people are right around that same window now. That's cool. Well, Astra doing something that she has not yet done before in her career, holding a lead for a long duration of time. That purple Ally 48 Chevrolet moving on to bigger and better things next year, as she's going to be holding off the 58 here of Jeff Bolton, the 18 of Alex Prime, and Derek Hipcam, your championship leader as they sit right now. The battle of the broken cars at the back end of the field here. Santi Messi's built a bit of an advantage now over Sebastian Galloway Jr. as he's worked his way up to 32nd. Whoa, Jimmy West has fallen backwards here to 23rd. So he's given up even more points to Derek Hipcam. Wyatt Vega has moved up to 17th. Alex Pollard has kind of slotted his way into 14th here. Taylor Cording, a race winner at one point this season at Portland. Yeah, I'm going to miss these ARCA cars. There's a lot of very nicely done ARCA paint schemes in the field. Wow, Matthew Hubert gets up to 4th, getting past Derek Hipcam here. So for Derek Hipcam, maybe just safetying up a little bit, knows that he's got the points lead in his pocket, trying to maybe let up here and just conserve his stuff so that he does not get tangled up in a wreck. As it sits right now, he's got more than enough points to tackle the points lead here tonight. And we would just have to wait out the Delta Division Championship finale. In between broadcasts, I will get the points scored so we have an official tally to look at for the last broadcast here tonight. That way we are not flying blind. So we will know. Astra really putting on a show here tonight as we've gotten past the halfway mark and we're down to 43 laps left to go here tonight. Tires really are falling off here for your leaders as it's kind of spreading out a little bit amongst your top 5. Derek Hipcam starting to stretch it back out on Ethan Rice as he's building a gap there to the 51 and starting to reel back in the 7 of Matthew Hubert. Yeah, you know it's special when it's a championship crowning night. You know, the air's just a little bit more ecstatic. You know, the drivers performing at the top of their game. And, yeah, as we all know it, someone will be crowned the Sigma ARCA champion 2026 here tonight once the dust settles in Nazareth, Pennsylvania. Wow, we might have a battle for the race lead here. The 58 of Jeff Bolton has caught up to Astro Atlas. Is she going to be able to defend, or is Jeff Bolton here to strike? Goes high. That might not have been the best move, as getting down low is where you want to be here at Phoenix. Jeff Bolton tries it and now has allowed Alex Prime to reel him in. 18 of Prime looks low, but his advance is blocked there. 40 laps to go here tonight at Phoenix. There you go, Alex Prime dive bombs the 58 here. 58's going to go high. 48 running that middle line, keeping both traffic blocked behind her. Definitely digging the advantages 18 has on the momentum. Keeps closing the gate on the 58. Wow, the 74 is 40 laps down, still on pit road, not leaving. So your points leader really botched it here tonight. Whatever reason, he is not back out there on the track and out for the count. How about this? We will put you in the exhibition all-star event for the ARCA finale, which won't be for another couple months. But yes, I think we would make something of an exception there to let you go run a finale. For Cannon Gauge, yeah. Now I have some ideas for the big you know, closeout event for the ARCA series. It'll be an exhibition, kind of an all-star event. We might even bring in some of the past ARCA drivers for one last run of it. It's going to be on the moon. So we run at Mars Super Speedway, which is actually a recreation of an EA Sports Mars Super Speedway recreation for NR2003. But it fits the bill for Sigma, as our series stands for Speedster Interglobal Motorsports Association. So we need a track that represented the global part, International Global Motorsports Association. I'll say anyone in the field of ARCA this year that's been active on the server is already pretty much qualified. Yes, you would be able to join it too as Sebastian. So, yeah, no, more details to come. It'll be like an all-star ARCA event. It'll be a big send-out, extravagant finale. We'll treat it a little differently. We'll try to promote it a little differently. But we won't see the same cast of characters, but it's going to be kind of a, you know, give everyone the shot to be in an ARCA car, tear it up craziness. Yep, so, yeah, no, I got ideas, folks, and it might not be till September. It might not be until the end of 2026, so we'll see. But look forward to it. Yeah, if you're commenting in the comments section now, you are pretty much locked into that special event I'm talking about. So, and if you have a car in the field, then we'll just run the car that you ran this year. Otherwise, we're going to pull into the data log from the last couple seasons. Yeah, you can. Yeah, totally. If you want to make a special scheme, go for it. Yeah. And it'll be the send-off for the ARCA series. Hell, I'll probably throw myself in the ring with a Greg Biffle tribute car, so. We do have a Sigma Cup All-Star event coming up here this week. I was trying to figure out the best way to do it, so we will figure that out within the next day or so. We have Kentucky after tonight, and Las Vegas, the 777 annual, which is the biggest Sigma event every year. We run it July 7th, hence the name 777 annual. I missed it by about 3 years. I should have done it back in 7/7 of 07, but I had not yet had this game in my catalog of video games. So. Oh well, we started it in 7/7 of 2010, and every race has been date stamped. 7/7, 2011, 7/7 of 2012, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18, 19, 20, 21, 22, 23, 24, and 25. So this year will mark the 2026 edition of the 777 Annual on 7/7, 2026, and it'll be the Kyle Busch tribute race. How fitting that he ended up winning his last win in the number 7 truck for. Why is the team name escape me all of a sudden? I know that it's the one that Carson Hocevar drives for. I'm a dunce. Not, dude. What is with my brain? I must be getting onset Alzheimer's. Spire, jeez Louise. Yeah, it's been a long day. My brain's just a little bit fried from work, and just a Jakeism, I guess you could say. I had a brain fart. Spire Motorsports, yes. So where I was getting at, 777 Annual this year will be the Rowdy Memorial 777 Annual. It's so fitting that we're going to be racing at Las Vegas in honor of Kyle Busch. The last race that he ended up winning was in the number 7 truck for Spire Motorsports, and it just seemed too perfect to not, pull all those stops out. 17th annual 777 Annual. At least it's summer break for some folks right now, I guess. That's a big boost. For me, I'm going to have kind of an unexpected summer break here moving forward with the big life change ahead. So adjusting and figuring out what my stream schedule looks like may be a little harder to pinpoint, and I understand everyone else very much understanding of my situation in the journey that is greatly changing the entire dynamics of life for me. Awesome, yeah. Keep rolling with the education. You never know when you might need it the most, so that's killer. Battle for the race lead here, starting to brew with the 48 of Astor Atlas and the 18 of Alex Prime. Man, what a wild finish to this race between these two it could be. 2 Chevys, one for LFG Motorsports, the other one for Calvin Steele Racing. 21 laps to go, and lap traffic is something they're going to have to deal with here. Heck yeah, we will keep the Sigma Series, Sigma Universe rolling no matter what. Heck yeah, yeah. No, she'll end up having her own ride in the game someday too. I gotta wait for the moment in time where it feels like it's, when it needs to happen, but it'll happen. Yeah, we will have a 6th Shangle in the field. I'll do it right. I won't start her directly in the Cup Series. She'll have to start in trucks and work her way up, just like everyone else has had to. Our family kind of got the grandfather clause into the Cup Series because we started it all back in 2010. So never really had the ladder, scenario for any of the Shangles. So it'll be kind of cool to actually do it right this time and have a Shangle climb the ladder from the very bottom to the top. 18 laps left to go here tonight in Phoenix for the championship. As it sits now, Derek Hipcam in 5th. He's going to be holding on to enough points here tonight as the 08. Wow, the 08 is far back. Jimmy West in 25th is going to cost himself about 20 points here tonight of the 10 points allowed to lose to maintain a spot ahead of Derek Hipcam. Hipcam given another spot here, but he doesn't mind. He's just trying to save his stuff to get to the finish. 18 laps remaining. The 06 of Dale Bush, what a weird turnaround for him to be in the mix, winning 3 races to go on a lap down in the Alpha Division finale here tonight. And all of y'all have showed up strong here tonight in support of the stream. Thank you very much. The doubleheader action with one more race to go to complete the triple header. 15 laps at the line. It has been a clinic put on by Astro Atlas. She has led 62 laps. Alex Prime has led 7, and Elijah Lemon has led 19. She has not been able to get around the 06 here of Dale Bush quite yet. 18's right there on her back bumper. He's going to drive it high and try to go around the outside, but he will be held up by the 06 of Dale Bush. Astro loses the lead. Wow, slide job. Alex Prime made that look easy. Went high, cut down across the 48, and then cleared her for the race lead. And Astro, she's going to be fighting back on the high side, keeping the momentum. She carries right back around the 18. The battle is on for the race win. The back and forth, right down to the checkered here tonight. Kind of a neat perspective here as you get the front view cam. Definitely dig Astro Atlas's back bumper. Smell you later. Definitely not something to tread lightly with. Alex Prime would probably rather run right through her, being reminded to smell you later all the time. But he's been clean, he's been calculated, and it's just been a great battle here tonight, all the way down to the wire. Astro's going to have to defend again here. She's got the lead, but what's the 18 got under his sleeve? Derek Hipcam falls back to 6th, but it looks like he's going to hold on to a top 10 finish here tonight. Astro's starting to build a gap again. 11 laps to go. So after tonight, the remaining Sigma schedule, we will have 6 Bridge to Cup races left for the full Cinda Cup chase. We will have 10 USA Truck W West East Chase championship races left to contend. And then, of course, the last half of the Sigma Cup calendar, which will still be spread out throughout the rest of the year. But it's getting down to the wire here, and we will be crowning the ARCA champion here later this evening. Astro driving away with it now, as she only knows how to. One caution here tonight may be all we see. Alex Prime put up a fight, but he's going to fall short as the 58, Jeff Bolton, settles into 3rd here. Ethan Rice on the move up to 4th, followed by the 7 of Matthew Hubert and the 26 of Derek Hipcam. Wow. You could be looking at the ARCA champion right there, the 26 of Derek Hipcam. No wins, but his consistency has been unmatched. If you look back at the schedule this year, his scores that he was able to put up Derek Hipcam's average finish of 13th is what's really put him in championship conversation here. A worse finish of 33rd at Evergreen earlier midway through the season. But he's finished third, a high of third twice. And he's had multiple top 10s, multiple top 15s, 11th. He's actually finished 11th 4 times this year. Weird statistic for sure. But a third, 7th, and 8th, along with his 4 11s, is what's put him in the conversation for the championship title here tonight. He might be giving up another spot here before long, but it does not matter because he's got the points he needs. Well, Astro, she's just got 5 laps left to go here tonight, short of a caution or anything else out of the ordinary. Reaching up to snap her good luck streak here tonight. And of course, we're going to see a buddy to Derek Hipcam in the finale at Nazareth later with Jamie McNugget. Jamie McNugget's going to have another shot to fight for a race win before the season is over. Astro, Alex, Jeff, Ethan, and Matthew. And luckily for Derek Hipcam, still holding on to 6th. And he's up 20 spots over his competition, Jimmy West. Actually 19 spots over Jimmy West. Astro's going to get around her future team owner here, the 39 of Sebastian Galloway Jr. Like he said in the comment section, this is awkward. The team owner lets the new team driver get by as she has only 2 laps left to go here to close the deal down. Alex Prime, Jeff Bolton, Ethan Rice, followed by Matthew Hubert and Derek Hipcam. Thank goodness I'm not jinxing anyone here tonight. I've been given the calls all night, and I've been worried that something might reach up and snap someone's good luck, but it has not. As we now have just a couple laps left to go. Astro, she's out there smooth sailing ahead. No drama ahead of her, no drama behind her. This lap, she'll be seeing the white flag. 1 more lap to go. As you can see, the flag man waving it very furiously. White flag, 1 more lap to go here tonight. Second place, Alex Prime, very far back. Third now belongs to Ethan Rice. Then it's Jeff Bolton, followed by Matthew Hubert. Steve Miller and Derek Hipcam falls back to 7th. But even a top 10 is guaranteed points lead here at the conclusion of Phoenix. He's going to hold off the 34 of Elijah Lemon. But ultimately, the big one up front, your race winner, Astro Atlas, for the first time in her career, gets the job done here tonight. Dominant performance by the 48 of Astro as she gets to celebrate as a race winner for the first time in her career. Derek Hipcam will take over the points lead from his top 10 finish here tonight, a 7th. And like I mentioned, points, they will be tallied up before we start the series finale, the last race of the year of the points races of the year before the end of the season. '25 of 27. That 27th race is going to be that exhibition all-star event that I was talking about. So 25 with 26 right around the corner here tonight. definitely a different way of doing things. I didn't really anticipate a triple header to close out the year, but had to get things kind of situated here a little bit quicker this year to get things prepped and ready for next year even. So, well, Astor Atlas, Alex Prime, and Ethan Rice, your top three, your podium finishers here tonight at Phoenix. And of course, that is the wrap here for now, folks. But I will get points scored, tallied, and posted on the website, and then we will start that other season finale in about half an hour, give or take. So we will have one more race here tonight. And we will have a champion at the end of the evening here in the Sigma ARCA series. So congratulations yet again to Astor Atlas as she gets her first career win. Carlos Eduardo with his first career win. And also a huge shout out to Derek Hipcam for securing enough points here tonight to take over the points lead here in the Sigma ARCA series. We will see what the final race has in store. There will be a chance for someone else to maybe outpoint Derek Hipcam since they're split divisions. So it's not locked, sealed, and delivered yet. The check is still getting signed to whichever driver earns the championship, but it could go to Derek Hipcam. So with that, folks, though, wrap here for tonight's doubleheader. One more race to go. We'll see you in about half an hour.